G'day, how are you? In this video I'm going to show you about a recent experience in Bali, Indonesia and how we went about getting visa on arrival. We're a family of 5, and these tips might help you and your family enjoy the island of the gods, which is Bali. First thing you need to know is very important. Not all nationalities are eligible for visa on arrival. For a list of nationalities, it's important to go and check the link below. I'm not 100% sure of every nationality or how quickly and often they change those. So in the year 2023, we as Aussie citizens were eligible for visa on arrival, but I know that there were plenty of nationalities that had to apply before they got to Bali. Another question we get quite often is, do children and infants need a visa? And what we found is yes, all people going to Bali or Indonesia need a visa. So whether you're 60 years old or 6 months old, make sure that you can take that into consideration, as the visa costs can add up over the time if you've got a larger family like we do of 5. Which brings us on to how much does the visa cost. The visa costs about $35 US. Now you could pay using US dollars, Aussie dollars or Indonesian rupiah at the airport. You could pay cash or card. And we see in a lot of the blogs people suggesting to pay cash because it doesn't slow down the line. What we found is we didn't have enough cash on us to cover that, so we used a card and found it to be really efficient and quite reasonable. So the visa cost was much easier to do by card. Our friends who were travelling with us paid by cash, and they had converted their Aussie dollars to rupiah at the airport in Sydney and found that they got a terrible rate. So it would have been much better for them to have paid by card. Another really common question is, can you travel to Bali on an emergency passport? And the answer is simply no. Bali, you need a regular passport with at least 6 months on your date of expiry before you leave. So that means if, for example, you were due to come back into your home country on the 1st of January 2024, you would have need your passport to expire no later than the 1st of July 2025. And that's really common for lots of countries, and one of the really important things to do is to keep an eye on your passport expiry, because you don't want to rush a passport through. That brings me across to the new electronic visa. The e-visa on arrival was brought in 2022, and what you can do is you can plug in your details, upload a photo, put all your vaccination certificates into a website, and it will print something off which will streamline you coming through the immigration department at Bali Airport. I tried to do this because I thought it would be reasonable. I found it actually quite cumbersome, and I hope the Indonesian government sort that out. The e-visa on arrival, the visa on arrival as opposed to the e-visa prepaid, was much quicker and easier. If you're interested in travelling into and out of Bali multiple times, you need to understand that the visa on arrival is only a single-use visa, which means that every time you come in to the country of Indonesia, you'll need to buy a new visa. So if you are travelling into and out of Indonesia, that is a really important thing to take note of. Now, I'm not across all the different types of visas in Indonesia, so I suggest you look further if that's your circumstance. So now I'd like to talk about the actual process of when we got to the airport and what it was like. We arrived quite late at night, about 11 p.m, and we lined up at the immigration desk. There was quite a lot of queues, and I think it was shift changeover, which meant we waited for quite a while. Each of our kids had to go up one at a time to go and speak to the immigration officer, and they check the passport, make sure that it matches the identity, the photo against the person, and then they will issue them input to the country. Now that's only after you've paid for your e-visa, paid for your visa on arrival, I should say. So the first desk you come through is your visa on arrival. Then you'll come up to your immigration desk where they will confirm your visa and confirm that you are the person matching the passport. The next step is you'll come through customs where you'll need to do a declaration. Now Indonesia has changed to a electronic declaration, and I'll put a link in the comments there in the description to what that form is. We did the form before we got there, and it gives you a QR code that you can just hold up your phone and scan through, and it was really efficient. But what we did notice was there were many people who didn't know about this, and they were lined up for quite some time trying to sort out their phones. Now, if you're a big family like we are, you don't want to do that for every person. So if you're traveling as a family group, maybe with your in-laws or your parents, you can put everyone on that customs on one booking, which means that it's very quick and efficient to get through the airport once you get through the immigration desk. I hope this video has been informative for you and helping you plan your next trip to Bali or Indonesia. If it helped you out, please, would you mind subscribing to our channel? It really does help us grow. Or if you've got any other helpful tips or tricks about Bali or Indonesia immigration, customs, please put it in the comment section. We really want to encourage a good sharing environment. So we hope to see you soon. All the best. Take care.